Very right. Those are big boots to fill, and that is something, that is the biggest learning from this tragic loss of General Bipin Rawat. Fali Homi Major, I want to ask you this question. Many people talk about Bipin Rawat as somebody who put forth the reforms into motion. These ideas, these proposals have been on the table forever and ever and ever since 71. And even after the Kargil war during Atal Bihari Vajpayee's tenure as Prime Minister. But it was really in the Modi era and under General Bipin Rawat that we've had a Chief of Defence Staff, and we've seen the wheels of motion as far as the theaterization drive to enhance the effectiveness of the armed forces that has really been put into motion. I want to ask you, Fali Homi Major, do you think this job, which is work in progress, will be able to recover from the loss of the driving force that really had the vision to carry this through?
At the outset, Navika, let me offer my deepest condolences to the late general, his late wife, their entire family, and indeed all those who lost their lives on board that helicopter and their families. It was a black Wednesday and a very tragic accident. Uh, while General Malik just mentioned his association with General Bipin Rawat, I had met him just a couple of times when he was in service, and I think this was in the East, where I was the Team C East Attack Command. I think he was either a I don't know, a div commander or corps commander, I don't know, very briefly. But after he came to Delhi, and I happened to be in Delhi once during the Army Day, and that's the time I met him at the Army House for the reception that evening. And in lighter vein, he came out with a great thing. And he tells me, he says, sir, the Indian Army has given the Indian Air Force a major and a nayak. And the Air Force has not given anything in return to the Army. I think that was a great the little outburst from him. And that's how I remember him. And of course, later on, we met on a couple of occasions. And very recently, just about 2 weeks back, he was here in Bangalore for the Indian Air Force seminar for the 71 war. And we had a great interaction, including having dinner on the same table that evening. From what little I knew General Rawat, an amazing person who has risen on his own merit all the way up to the rank of the CDS. Now, as far as your questions are concerned, let me just put it this way, that he is the person who's kick-started the reforms to fall in place, and he had a huge task ahead of him, bringing in harmony and understanding between the three forces for the theaterization, integrated command, etc., etc. And I've heard many people say that, in the United States, to enact the theaterization and the CDS had to be, operationalized. My only wish is that whoever the successor to General Bipin Rawat is going to be, he and the entire military leadership, along with the political leadership, give the political leadership the options for these reforms to take place instead of it coming down, top down. If we achieve that, that itself will be an indication of superb harmony and jointmanship between the three services. And my only hope is that the process has begun. It has been kick-started by him, which, as the General Malik mentioned, implementation is perhaps the most difficult thing to do in any new reform. And I think he has started it well. And I only hope that as we go along, the three services sit down, ponder over it, and reach the finest solution to achieve a very, harmonious higher defense management of this country, along with the political leadership, of course. Thank you.